Hello, farmers.
Good afternoon or morning. Could be morning.
Could be morning. Teachers, before the kids watch this video in 10th grade, we want them to do the survey that Ms. Farah sent the link. And kids, I'm going to send the link to you. If you'll take that first, because we want your serious feedback.
Yes.
We want to look at, what do you think about Farmer Pride? Are you doing okay with the buses?
Mm-hmm.
Every kid I talk to actually loves the bus time. They love going back and forth and that downtime. Is it affecting your grades? How do you feel about the sports and things being at Maine? We want your feedback. So will you do me a favor when you take that survey, take it serious and really give me good answers. Some of the boxes you're going to notice, you can check multiple answers. So read the questions carefully. And some, if none apply, you do this. So do me a favor and read, because if I don't take a bus to Maine, I'm not going to be able to comment on that.
Exactly.
So read the questions carefully, but thank you for that
And
feedback.
be honest. She wants your honest feedback.
Absolutely. We're really going to use it and look at it, okay? So teachers, if you haven't taken this survey, let's stop, take the survey real quick, and then we'll continue on with the ACT. Okie dokie, the pre-ACT.
Let's do it.
Do you know, Miss Jones, do you remember when we got the email about, do we want to participate in this?
There was no thinking. Yes.
There's
send
no
it in.
thinking.
Check the box.
And I know it was a busy time, because I know we
It
all
was
went.
during testing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all thought, do we really want to do one more thing? And we said, yes, we absolutely do. They've never had a pre-ACT. Sophomores, you took the PSAT, the pre-SAT. They've never had this. So they emailed out across the nation. Would any schools like to pilot this? Yes, us.
Killer.
Because we want our 10th graders to have practice for free. We like that. So let's talk about the difference between the SAT and the ACT so that you understand it, because a lot of college kids will say they take both and then see which one they're stronger in and then take that one again, because there is a difference. So Ms. Jones, tell us about the differences between the test, the real test, the SAT, ACT.
So in your SAT, you're going to have some English, you're going to have some math. Those are your two main focuses. They break math into like critical and logical math, and they break your English where you have editing, but you're required to write on the SAT. So there's going to be some writing on that one.
So there's an English part, math,
and they break it into 4 sections.
Okay.
Just take the English and math and break it into 4 sections. Is what they
and
do.
then you have to write
And you have to write.
SAT.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one of your options. You took the PSAT in the fall. Do they have to write? I don't think they do.
But on the PSAT, they don't make you write, because I think they try to get the answers back so fast.
Right.
It takes a long time to grade writing.
But if you take that your junior year, you are going to have to write. So that's the SAT. So how is the ACT different?
So then the ACT, I think most people say it's like more rounded, because there's English, and there's math, and there's science. So you get a little bit of everything. So my medical people and science people and biology and all those aquamarine, you might want to make sure you take the ACT, because that's going to boost your score because you're better at science. Okay? Now, here's the difference. On your ACT, the real one, you have an option to write. You can write, but you don't have to write.
So SAT, you have to. ACT, optional.
It's your choice.
And I'm assuming, because I kind of looked up the times, I think the ACT is 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Yes, that's right.
And then it's like 3 hours and 40 minutes or something if you write.
Right.
Why would I want to write?
So if you're going to a college that's going to require writing, that's the first thing. So you need to know that about the college you're going to. If they require some form of writing sample, that's a test like this, then you definitely either need to take the writing, that option on the ACT, or take your SAT. If I want to be an English teacher and my major is going to be English, you probably want to write, because they're going to use that to judge you getting in.
So it doesn't necessarily change the scoring.
So no.
It's whether the college requires
It's
it.
whether the college requires it. That's your biggest thing.
Okay, so those are the differences. That's really good to know, because next year you're going to want to sign up,
Right.
take both, most
Yes.
likely,
Please take both.
and then take again what you do the best one,
Right.
knowing that writing piece.
Yes.
Okay. Also, just going to put a little plug in for my seniors that came and talked, and then we recorded it and showed you. I remember Caleb saying, if you can get free and reduced lunch, you get it.
Yes.
Because I don't remember if the SAT was free, but it definitely was reduced. I think
It was-
he got so many free.
Yes. Your college applications were free, and he got his testing at a very, very, very reduced price. You're on free
need
lunch.
to use that.
You can have like a real free person if you're on free lunch.
Do it.
I was
Use
on
it.
free lunch.
You need to use it. I mean, I would. This
Yeah.
tests are expensive, like $100 each.
Yes.
So you definitely want to use that.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about Thursday. So this is Monday. You're watching this. Thursday, we're going to take this test. 10th graders only. So that means if you have first at Maine, you need to set an alarm in your phone. You need to that you're going to come here.
Till your parents drop you off here.
What happens if you forget and go to Maine? You just don't get to take it for free. Kind of like the SAT.
Yeah.
What happens if you're absent? You just don't get it. So if you're feeling good enough to come. Just see it. Look at it. Take it.
Yes.
So what if you don't do well? None of these scores go anywhere. But it's exposure to it, okay? So let's talk about how that day is going to go. What's the times and all that?
So we're gonna start by 9 because there's some pre-registration stuff. I know you think we can start 8:15, but there's pre-registration stuff that has to be filled out that morning of.
And it
So-
has to be filled out really correctly.
Really correctly.
Or else you're not
okay?
going to get your scores back right. So you
Right.
want to be careful on all that bubbling. And that's what true on the real thing.
Yes. You want to be really careful. You're like, why didn't I get my scores? Because you put your address wrong or something. So you're gonna get all that stuff done in the morning, and the plan is by 9 a.m. we will be starting by 9. But here's the deal: even if you forget and go to Maine, and you come here at 8:30, we can't start. It's not like the other one. Like EOC, we can take you outside and reach you the directions. That doesn't work here. Okay. So if you forget, you won't be able to take this test. So come straight here. So we'll start by 9, and then we're done by 11:30. Okay, and I'll tell you the breakdowns in a minute, but that's easy. Start by 9, done by 11:30. But I need you here by 8:15. Because
And it's
8:15.
just an added plus.
Yes.
When they sent the email, we sucked it up and wanted you to have it.
Yes.
So you're not being punished. We're not trying to test you to death. We just want you to have an exposure to a test that will cost you money to get.
And then the other thing about that, Pam, is if you take this test, the information that you get back when you get the
Powerful.
test is power. They're going to tell you your strengths, your weaknesses. And part of the thing that they do with this test is they tell you what pathway you probably should go in high school. You know how they do these endorsements? You may think, I'm going to be a nurse. Then you take the science part of this test, you realize nurse may not be for you. You may need to be something else. So it really gives you an idea about which courses to pick in high school and what endorsements you want to go with and which direction, what's a good career path. They do it based on not only the right answers that you pick, but even the wrong answers. They can kind of give you an idea because it kind of goes with what your mind thinks. So it's really good to take it for that reason. All the stuff you get back. It's
Like
amazing.
I hope y'all kept your SAT stuff. That was good, important stuff. I hope you keep this in a file. Just giving a plug to Miss Words. You know, during the summer she does her SAT
Yes.
class. It's like $50 or $70 or something. It's
cheap.
considering like those other classes are $3,000 and you
Yes.
pay for it professionally.
Yes.
And I think it's just a week, half day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I sent y'all that in the email, your Sunday email with all those. So let's talk about the breakdown of how the day's gonna go.
So you're gonna have 4 sections of this test, and they're all timed, okay? Because that's how these tests are made. Okay, you're gonna take English. There are 45 questions, and you have 30 minutes, which makes the math say I'm gonna have less than a minute per question. Okay, but here's the deal: you don't get penalized for what you get wrong. So don't freak out about, oh my gosh, I know this answer. Move to the next one. Just go.
Should
So
they
you can-
guess?
Yes, guessing is
Okay.
good.
So
Yes,
it is always important on these type of tests to know if you're penalized when you guess.
Mm-hmm.
You are not penalized. Like guess, move on,
Yes.
go to the next one.
Exactly.
So
So you got English, 45 questions, 30 minutes. Then you're going to have math, okay? 36 questions, 40 minutes. I love how they give you more for math. So I guess you got to work out your stuff. So you have 40 minutes. Then you get a 5-minute break. And it's literally like, we can only give you 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, and then you're
just
back.
in their chair, stretch, clear your mind,
Yes.
stretch your fingers,
Mhm. Let's go.
get up for a second, go.
Mhm. Then you have reading. It's 25 items. You're going to have 25 minutes. It's a minute per question, okay? And then finally you have science. 30 items, 30 minutes. A minute per question, okay? So literally, you know, you're going to be thinking. Man, I took 2 minutes on that question. That next one, you got to get in there and go. But remember, if you don't know the answer, don't try to figure that answer out. You don't have time for that. Circle an answer and go on. And when you get done at the end, you can go back, but circle and go to the next one because you don't have time. Because I don't want you to waste 2 or 3 minutes on questions up here and then you get to the end and there was some you actually knew. and you could have answered them. Okay, so be really careful with that. Okay.
Okay, you know what I love looking at this thing you gave me about this test right here. After students take the pre-ACT, they can use the ACT online prep to continue participating in ACT anytime.
Mm.
So just like the PSAT, you're going to get a report that's going to tell you how to log in, and maybe you put in that number,
Yes.
and then you can get free prep. So that's awesome.
That is good.
I know a student this weekend that went to A&M, and she told me, she said, they require a 30 on the ACT. And I said, what did you get? And this is a student that was in AP classes, like smart little one. She said 21. I said, well, sounds like you need to practice.
Right.
Sounds like you need to go online.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, how could I improve that? Just like anything else. If I want to improve my time in track, I'm going to have to practice.
Running.
That's running, not just watching running.
Not reading about running. Actually running.
Right, so she's going to have to practice. But I said,
Yes.
you already got a 21 and that was just your first little shot. You got it.
Yes.
So you'll have that afterwards.
Mhm.
Ms. Jones, do you know how and when they're going to get their scores?
Now let me tell you what this company says. They say they are fast. I mean, fast, robust reporting.
Oh, and robust.
So they haven't given us exact date. I think, and the reason why they won't give us an exact date yet is because this is their first time doing it. So I don't think they want to put that out there and they just be all wrong. But they say reports are ready quickly. So I would imagine within, I don't know, a week or so. That's what I would think.
So the nice thing, because this is what I asked Ms. Jones as soon as we sat down, is this authentic? Meaning, is this going to give you a real practice? And it does. So it's the same pace as the real deal.
Yes.
The only thing not there is the writing, which would be optional. It's the highest scale 36. It's 1 to 36.
Yes.
So when she said A&M requires a 30, that's pretty high.
That's pretty high. It is.
Which I'm guessing UT does and any
Yeah,
other big school
all
like
the
that.
big ones. Mhm.
So you'll kind of know. What you might do is look up colleges you're interested in, see what their score is, and then you'll kind of know when you get yours back.
You're already ready.
So,
That's a really good idea.
but really happy to bring it to you. Happy of the
Y'all
work
gonna
we're
love this.
doing. Because it's extra work. It's work for your teachers. It's work for us. It's organizing. I know it's work for you, but it's worth it for you to get this free
Yes.
time to go through it. So if your scores come back this year, we're going to make sure to get them to you. If they don't, they will go to
I
May.
really believe they will.
Do you think
I
they
really
will?
believe they will. They are.
And do you believe we're going to get our ESC scores
No,
back
that's
before the end
another
of the
story.
day?
I'm not about to comment on that one. I can comment on this one because this is a tested company that has been around for years.
We hope to get your ESC scores back that last week of school because, let me tell you why. Because we want to tell you.
Yes.
We want to celebrate with you. If you missed it by 1 or 2 questions, we want to sit down and talk about that and say, look how far you came.
So
I mean,
much of growth.
We are proud of you. If we don't get to do that, when you get the results sent to you at your house, you're going to need to really look at those. And if you have any questions, you can call up here. And Miss Jones, or me, but really Miss Jones knows every intricacy of those tests, can sit down and meet with you.
Yes.
And we will go over them with you and your parents, okay? So I am, fingers crossed, we get those back. We're talking STAR now. If not, though, know that we're here if you want to come up and talk about it. But Miss Jones has faith. This company right here, we're going to do it in about a week turnaround. That would be impressive.
You make me think of it. That's it.
STAR?
That's another story.
Or another
Can't deal with
story.
that.
But I know how hard y'all work. So work hard, do great, good luck, okay?
Yes.
Bye, Farmers.
Love you, farmers.